Welcome back. What you were saying, Sammy?
I don't know, I guess I just don't really care too much for Mario RPG. It'd be great for it to get released. I know that there's many people who want it, and it's great for them. I really prefer the branches off that it has had, Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi. I think they're overall kind of more developed, like, things in general.
Yeah.
I couldn't see Mario RPG on its own getting continued in, like, a... Because, like, all of its various, like, ideas have been explored, like, in Paper Mario and Luigi, so, like...
Yeah, but then again, Paper Mario's not using its ideas anymore for its own thing. It can always evolve new ideas, but I don't think it's a very important brand to get back.
Oh, I have a, concept.
Yeah?
So I know we've already talked about this on the channel before, but I think I have some new ideas since then. Pikmin 2 versus Pikmin 3.
Yeah, what do you think?
So I've been, thinking a little bit more about Pikmin 3. I, went and watched Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of it, and I've gained a bit more of an appreciation for the game.
Yeah. I do like the game, but it's...
I do think that the main reason I don't like it as much is, I think, just the linear structure and it being a little too short, you know?
Yeah, but
With not much point in the collectibles.
My second playthrough, like, trying to, like, max that out and get that as fast as possible, that was, like, probably the most fun I had.
Yeah.
Besides, also, I really like the mission.
Yeah,
I like the side mode.
That too.
Best side modes I put up.
So, I actually thought of an idea. So, what if a later Pikmin game... I thought of an idea, because, like, Pikmin 2 pretty much opens most of the areas immediately by just having a couple treasures open up the maps for Awakening Wood and Perplexing Pool. It, like...
How? Was I supposed to know?
I wonder if floating would be a good idea or a bad idea. If floating above...
No. They fall from there. I'd have to unfloat to get the stuff. It's
So...
just such a...
So, Pikmin 3, on the other hand, has... Well, Pikmin 2's progression is pretty much all based on getting a certain amount of Pokos, which are obtained just from collecting treasures and, to an extent, enemy corpses, but those only count in caves, and they get you, like, minuscule amounts of money. But, like, Pikmin 3, on the other hand, the main progression is based off of tracking a signal in each area to hopefully find the Cosmic Drive key.
I personally think that's the weakest version. That's its weakest element. I really like...
It just makes it feel a little too samey.
Like the open-endedness of... No, I just really like how you could do anything in any order. In the first Pikmin, like, it had this design philosophy to its largest extent. This kind
you
of
gotta get like 25 parts pieces anyway, so like.
But yeah, you just gotta get them. I mean, it's bosses. You literally just walk up on them, and there's no invitation. Just new music. They're basically almost like they were just enemies, which in a way they kind of were. They're just another species you gotta take out. It's just another species you have to annihilate. And honestly, that's the best it's been. Like, you can have more expansive worlds and more like there's definitely upgrades to be made. Pikmin 1 is not what I'd call the end all to be all of Pikmin, but I think its structure is overall the one that I've liked the most, except possibly for the time thing. That might...
Yeah.
But just the idea that you just gotta... Or maybe a combination of, like 2 structure, where, like, you just gotta get, like, enough...
Yeah, so I thought of something. Because Pikmin 2 and 1 had, I think, arguably better structure, but I'd also argue that Pikmin 3 has the better story, because it has a story.
Yeah.
So, here's an idea. So, area progression is based off of Pikmin 3 kind of style, where there is a climactic boss fight, except we're going to put it in a cave, because we're going to have a final cave instead of a boss for every area. And the boss will be more along the lines of Pikmin 2's end of cave bosses.
Yeah, I guess.
So we do Pikmin 3 kind of to open through the areas, but ultimately in order to get into the final area, you're going to need to collect a certain amount of treasures and or like whatever you're collecting in this game. So you end up having both. The treasures mean something other than 100% completion.
Yeah.
But you're still getting a developing story.
I suppose. I don't know, I never thought the story was a big important part of the
I kind of like
anyway,
it.
But...
I kind of like it. Like, I just think there is some really good stuff with, like, especially in, like, the Formidable Oak with Pikmin 3, like, the...
Yeah.
Kind of the world building with Olimar and stuff.
Well, I guess we'll see how it goes. Why do I keep doing that?
I could imagine, essentially, a similar signal-style thing to Pikmin 3, except it signals to a cave. But you also have other caves that, like Pikmin 2, are mainly good for, like, having the treasures and stuff, you know? And having unique boss battles and...
Neat idea.
I don't know, just something I thought of. I also think, if there was a new Pikmin game, I'd want there to be a desert area, simply because the only desert area we had so far is the Formidable Oak, and for all intents and purposes, the desert is a backdrop in that area, right?
Could be an interesting thing where I don't know, it could be like an interesting challenge, like final level, where you can't grow more Pikmin because of the sand.
Oh! How did I not realize that?
I don't know. I did.
It's a desert.
But it could be a cool idea.
It's just a desert seems like it would be... It's a concept they haven't tried yet. I think it would be cool having a combined kind of water-ice area. You just get some beautiful scenery with that.
Yeah, but it is somewhat over... Oh, water ice. Well, I guess...
Like, a more water-based... You've got, like, the...
Right.
Like, the previous two snow areas haven't really had
more
a lot of...
snow.
Yeah, they're more
Like
snow and less
glacial?
ice. Yeah. I'm thinking more ice and, like... Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That'd be cool.
Oh, and then your caves could be, like tunnels, like ice tunnel kind of thing, like...
Yeah.
Like... And, oh, one more thing. On the subject of caves, I propose that there's one thing I don't really like about Pikmin 2, and it's random cave generation.
Yeah, I feel like if the caves are gonna come back, and I'm not
I'd
even...
want them, each
I'm not
floor,
saying-
to be built by the developers.
Like, it's just not very good.
Yeah. Built by the developers.
Why? I jumped! Continue.
Yeah, so, like, I just think you could do a lot more and more memorable stuff by having memorable and better design, from a design standpoint, by having each floor crafted by the developers.
Yeah.
Instead of picking procedurally generated structures and then just having a ball bear drop onto your head at some random
What,
point.
are you saying that that's not fun? Blasphemy. Not a real Pikmin fan. If you're not a Pikmin, if you're a Pikmin fan, name every enemy in every cave.
Ball bear.
Ah, shoot. He succeeded. If you're a real Pikmin fan, name every treasure.
The king of bugs.
What?
Louie's a treasure.
Ah, fine. Get away with it.
I don't know, it's just... I think that the cave... I love the cave system, but I don't think it was really done to its fullest extent because, well, the caves are randomly generated. And you naturally don't get as good level design with procedurally generated levels.
Yeah, because it's not really level design at all.
Right, it's not level design, it's a machine putting parts together.
I mean, you can
putting
do it
parts
well,
together that remotely look like a level. Like, and it does mean that you get different sub-levels every time, but that mainly just boils down to a ball bear is going to drop on your head at some random different point every time. You never know where the ball bear is going to drop on your head.
The ball bear dropping is, I believe it's on a specific floor.
Yeah, it's a
so like floor, that's the part you remember. Like all the distinct parts for each sub is the only part you actually remember are those caves.
Yeah. So I just think it could go a long way to make the caves feel more distinct from each other, to give them more of an identity, and just to make them better levels in general.
I'm not certain that the caves are necessary, but I wouldn't be opposed to them like coming back.
I like them. I always just thought it was cool to stumble across a cave and then, like, just explore it and...
No!
That kind of stuff. Like, especially just the feeling of, like, getting to, like, the final floor, and it's like... Yeah. And I feel like that could be amplified with more of, like, a... This is where your radar's been leading you. Like, there's something here, you know, like Pikmin 3 style.
Yeah. I don't know, I guess... Yeah, I do like... I like the open-endedness, though, of it all. I don't know.
But, like, the thing is, then, if we story up to, like, a 4th area-ish, then once you beat that, like, 4th area, like, final cave, you're then tasked to go back through and find more treasures with the new Pikmin you have from the last few areas, and, like, explore caves you haven't done, that kind of stuff. Maybe caves that you can now access with blue Pikmin, because let's face it, blue Pikmin have to be the last Pikmin type you find.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I gained a little bit more appreciation for Pikmin 3, and I actually want to go back through and play it, actually before Pikmin 3 Deluxe. And what's actually going to help that is I actually caved and spent my money that I was going to spend on Pikmin 3 Deluxe on Mario 3D All-Stars, which I don't regret, because A, I get to play Mario Galaxy on the Switch, but B, it also gives me more time to go back and play Pikmin 3 Original and compare it to the Deluxe version.
Yeah.
I guess I just share my thoughts on what I think could be a successful... I'm mainly coming from, like, a best of both worlds kind of situation. You can't satisfy everyone. There's gonna be Pikmin 1 fans, Pikmin 2 fans, and Pikmin 3 fans, but...
Well, I do like the idea, because one of the things I do like about it is that each of the Pikmin games have kind of, like, changed up what they did. So that aspect could be very nice.
I just think, like, it'd be an interesting to see a game with both. Like, I don't think we should ever establish a formula that every Pikmin game should follow in that regard, because, again, they've all been different, but I think...
I don't know. Maybe there'll be a sweet spot, but
I think,
we haven't hit it yet.
Right.
Definitely not.
I think a combination like what I said could be another interesting concept to try. Because I do like some of the story I do like a bit of the story focus in Pikmin 3. It does, the main problem I think is it does impact the gameplay in some way and having more linear progression. Like, so I just, the only thing is they need to, story-wise, determine why you need to have, like, a certain amount of treasures. See, I'm excited for what they could do with a potential Pikmin sequel. Because, like, they clearly know Pikmin exists because they're doing Pikmin 3 Deluxe and it seems like they're doing it well.
Yeah, like, they put a lot of work into that one.
So, I could see them using this to test the waters for Pikmin 4 on the Switch.
I hope people buy it, Pikmin 3 Deluxe.
Yes, please, if you... please, pick up Pikmin 3 Deluxe. It's like, it's...
I should try to go under that guy. Well, that lasted long. If we don't get past greens, we might, like, delete all of these and then just do it. Just pretend we never attempted this day.
Just go back and retroactively edit the description for episode 14, in which I said, like, you know what's gonna happen now. Like, stuff like that.
Alright. Warp Star. Hit, touchdown, take it, suck, jump. Forgot about the wave dash, okay. No, I should have gotten that one. Oh, but I can't just jump over the wave dash from there. But it does kill him faster. Come one with the... Remember when Kirby was an easy game?
Yeah.
Back in the olden times when life was happy.
Yeah.
And I had less bad ideas. No, that never happened. Must be remembering it wrong. I always had these terrible ideas. Terrible ideas on their own aren't the problem though, because that, in the end, an idea is an idea, but like, it's only one we follow through. This is the one.
This isn't the one.
Nope. Sammy's... Why'd I do that? I'm sorry. I didn't know they advertised it with that.
Well, part 8.
I was pressing the button!
It's such a waste that it's only in Mario Kart Tour. I've not actually spent any money on this. Better track record within the past few tours, remaking, like...
It's facing backwards.
Once. Added, I don't know, a drift button? And worse.
Yeah, I know.
You make the slightest adjustment, like, the game's own gameplay and... like, root of that feeling where I want this content, but I want it in a I
should have dodged. I hate cake. I think that made sense. Day in and day out, that's what it was. What even is sanity anymore? Why not just keep going? Why not make it seem pretty of this? It's nice that score has a purpose again. Just because it like is a really good track of how I've been doing lately, not just. Because in one given level, it's just how far I've gone, but lately, like the score I'll just keep track of. How has he just been doing the past few times? That I haven't been doing bad. also encouraging when it's higher. I actually want to get like a high score. Also, because it just means that I'm consistently getting quite far. Because I can only improve if I consistently get to where I need to improve. So the high score is really good. This means I'm here again. It means for a little bit I've actually managed to get back up. It means I've got a zone going. So I can't keep dying in the early stuff because I've got that early stuff, let's be honest. I just need to solidify it. And it needs to be. Because it's all about attempts. RNGA, I just need to roll enough times. That means I need to actually get rolling. I can't just die before I roll. Points defeated then. Just gotta roll another times. Yes! Ha ha!
Kesselololo. Let's go.
Alright, let's go, let's go. No, we're ending the episode off there. I wanted you to watch that dance at the end because I think I was watching a compilation of the Kirby dances. And I was watching a compilation of the Kirby dances, and I believe and the Wispy dance is the same in Adventure and this one. So I was gonna watch that dance, but I was too elated. Anywho, this is a good starting point for this episode. Thanks for watching, and we're back in this. Yeah. Bye. When it comes to entertainment, we know you have a choice, and we thank you for flying with the Flightship. We hope you continue to the next episode of our flight, and consider joining our Frequent Flyers program by hitting the subscribe button.